Tonight on DC News Now, nearing day 28 of the government shutdown as food concerns are growing.
So I think there is a need, and we have to get creative in how we meet the people's needs.
The potential solutions as we get closer to SNAP benefits expiring and lines at food banks grow.
We're tracking some cooler temperatures, the clouds, and our next chance for rain. The latest details coming up.
A Maryland woman stuck in Jamaica as Hurricane Melissa is set to hit the island as a Category 5 storm.
I have a little bit of anxiety because I just keep hearing all of what's supposed to be.
As she's preparing to ride out the conditions.
Democrats in Virginia attempting to redraw congressional districts. The special session happening tonight as a new poll shows tightening races ahead of Election Day next week.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
We are nearing a full month of this government shutdown. It is day 28 tomorrow. Both sides, they remain at a stalemate. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. The warning now of federal dollars for food benefits will soon run out, and the Trump administration saying that they will not be using emergency dollars to cover the cost of SNAP benefits for tens of millions of families. Now, Democrats are still firm. They need to see tax credits extended for the Affordable Care Act so families are not faced with massive increases. The Kaiser Family Foundation predicts most Americans will start seeing the sticker shock as soon as Saturday. Republican leaders, they contend they will only discuss health care costs once the government reopens.
It's almost been a full month since the Democrats shut down the government.
Lowering health care is not a crazy demand.
Meanwhile, millions of federal workers are still without pay, and the president of one of the largest unions representing those workers calling for the shutdown to end. Well, Saturday could also mark the day millions of Americans lose access to federal food assistance.
The Department of Agriculture says that funding for the food stamp program runs out at the end of the week, and more than 100,000 people in D.C. alone rely on the SNAP dollars to put food on the table. D.C. News Now's Ben Dennis joining us live outside of D.C. City Hall, where a local leader is hoping to pressure local grocery stores to ensure extra food doesn't go to waste.
And Ben, this has really helped keep a lot of people from going hungry.
Hey there, guys. That's right. While Virginia and Maryland's governors have come out and said that the states will tap into funding to at least temporarily keep SNAP alive, it does not appear to be the case here in the district, at least for now. There is, however, an advisory neighborhood commissioner, a local leader in an area that's considered a food desert, that's hoping to pressure council in order to have more supermarkets not waste any surplus.
As the government shutdown prolongs, food may come at a premium Friday as SNAP benefits are set to stop, including for nearly 1.7 million people in Maryland, Virginia, and D.C.
Speaker Mike Johnson, D.C. gotta eat, baby.
Patricia Stamper is an advisory neighborhood commissioner in D.C.'s Ward 7, largely east of the Anacostia River. She's worried about the roughly 20% of D.C. residents that won't get SNAP benefits November the 1st.
This is going to be a serious need. And it's not just going to affect families, it's going to affect the small businesses as well.
Over the weekend, the USDA said food stamps would stop until federal lawmakers reach a deal to fund the government. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin previously announced the Commonwealth will tap into resources to keep SNAP alive for now. Same from Maryland Governor Wes Moore. But in D.C.,
we continue to wait for some resolution from the federal government.
While some supermarkets have existing agreements to share excess food with food pantries, Stamper is imploring council members require stores receiving city subsidies to do so, given the snag in SNAP.
Nonprofits, churches, food banks, and we have to get creative in how we meet the people's needs as a district.
The USDA says 30 to 40% of the country's food supply is wasted. Other local leaders are addressing neighborhood concerns about SNAP, including in Navy Yard.
I did have a meeting with seniors on Friday, and that is a concern. Young, small children, you have families. Saturday, they want their SNAP benefits. What happens then?
Now, you may have heard about this. There is contingency funding for the SNAP program. However, House Speaker Mike Johnson, who leads the Republicans in control of the House of Representatives, says that legally can't be tapped into right now, but that is up for legal debate. Outside of D.C. City Hall at the Wilson Building, Ben Dennis, back to you.
Ben, thank you. Several groups all across the DMV are helping federal workers with food assistance. In Maryland, the Up-County Hub will be giving out boxes of groceries tomorrow afternoon at Germantown Elementary School from 2 until 3. Famed chef Jose Andres' World Central Kitchen also serving lunch in the district at Canal Park. That happened earlier today. And coming up in our next half hour, we're going to take a closer look at how these organizations are stepping up for families.
And we are seeing increasingly more air travel disruptions because of the government shutdown. A live look right now at Reagan National. Just yesterday, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy saying more air traffic controllers are calling out sick, worried about money as they prepare to miss their first full paycheck tomorrow. Earlier today, the FAA issued a temporary ground stop in Austin, Texas for about an hour due to staffing. According to FlightAware, in the DMV, Reagan has seen nearly 181 delays today. There have been more than 110 at Dulles and nearly 170 delays at BWI.
We're going to continue to bring you the very latest developments from Capitol Hill, both on air and online, including all of those resources available for families. You can find those details on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Just search government shutdown.
Hurricane Melissa continues to hit the Caribbean hard as a Category 5 storm. This is new video from the U.S. Air Force from inside the eye of that storm. Take a look here. On the right, you can see just how fast that eye is moving. It's lightning just lights up that storm.
That is incredible. The hurricane also closed airports in Jamaica. Flights are canceled until later this week. Local officials are warning the Category 5 storm could bring catastrophic conditions, and you can already see the rough seas from earlier this evening. DC News Now's Jan-Marie Sasse spoke with a Maryland woman who's now stuck there in Montego Bay.
Ashley Jones is here live in studio. Jan-Marie, it's got to be pretty nerve-wracking for this woman.
Yeah, that's right. Marnell Small and her husband went to Montego Bay to celebrate their anniversary, but instead they're spending it riding out a hurricane. Now, she tells me the weather has been calm so far, but they are preparing for the storm to hit soon.
It is very calm, and that's alarming because, you know, sometimes like before it's about to snow when you're at home, you know, it gets really peaceful and then you know something is about to happen.
Earlier today, this is what it looked like from Marnell Small's resort balcony in Montego Bay.
The skies are gray, but it's like a drizzle every now and then.
Small and her husband have been stuck in Montego Bay after Hurricane Melissa caused flight cancellations.
Friday afternoon, we noticed it was some rain coming. Saturday morning, we got word that the flights were canceled. And then we got word that the flights were canceled until Wednesday.
She's grateful they're safe, but concerned for other parts of the island facing severe weather.
I'm hearing there's some mudslides and flooding right now that's happening in Kingston.
Small says her resort has been taking extra precautions, providing water, meals, and even housing for staff members.
I'm trying to prepare as best I know as far as keeping our gadgets plugged up, keeping our phones charged and battery packs.
But even with those preparations, she admits it's hard to stay calm.
I have a little bit of anxiety because I just keep hearing all of what's supposed to be. So, you know, I'm just praying for the areas that, you know, are experiencing the flooding right now.
Now, Small says friends and family back here at home have grown worried after seeing fake AI pictures and videos online, making the storm look worse than what they're experiencing. Now, she is urging people to be careful about what they see and share. For now, reporting live in the studio, I'm Jan-Marie Sasse, DC News Now.
All right, Jan-Marie, hopefully Small stays safe down there in Jamaica. Pretty nerve-wracking indeed.
Yeah, let's turn our attention to Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair. And no concerns for us locally, but this is a pretty massive storm.
Yeah, Category 5 hurricane at this point, getting closer and closer to Jamaica as we speak. I mean, we do have those outer fringes, those outer rain bands already starting to impact the area, but also some of those tropical storm force winds already being felt along parts of the island as well. So as we're looking at this powerful powerhouse of a storm, you can clearly see the eye of the hurricane here on satellite. You can see Montego Bay there and also Kingston. So right now, the center of the storm is about 155 miles south and west of Kingston. Kingston, Jamaica. So this system is expected to move its way north-northeast over the course of tonight and into tomorrow, bringing the wind and then also flash flooding and heavy rainfall over the course of the next couple of days. So we're talking all the way through at least Wednesday. It's going to continue to move its way closer towards Cuba. So after Jamaica, moving over Cuba, and then eventually the Bahamas through the middle of the week, and then continuing its way out farther out to sea and weakening too. But again, it's still going to be expected to see heavy rainfall, flash flooding, landslides across Jamaica and as well as Cuba too. We're looking at 15 and close to 30 inches of rainfall potentially in those two areas. But satellite radar back here locally, we're tracking relatively quiet conditions. We do have some clouds rolling in. It's also going to be a colder night ahead, and we do have some rain chances on the way as well. I'll have more details on that and also a look ahead towards the West Side 7-day in just a few minutes.
Jackie, we'll see you then. Developing tonight at 9, a 2.5 magnitude earthquake hitting Howard County just after 5 this evening. Scientists saying the epicenter was near Riverside, which is just south of Columbia. Howard County police say they are aware of the situation and are looking right now for any potential damage in that area. All new tonight, a Maryland federal judge is asking the government to assure it will not deport Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
The judge arguing sending him to Liberia would be a waste of resources. Immigration officials filing a notice last week. It found a new country to send the Maryland father who was first wrongly deported to El Salvador back in March. But the judge is now questioning why the government won't send Abrego Garcia to Costa Rica, a country he is willing to go to. And the government there has promised it would welcome him as an immigrant. Instead, the judge notes the government is spending so much time and resources to try and ship him off to a West African country. The government finally brought Abrego Garcia back to the U.S. to have him face human smuggling charges. And his attorney, and they do contend that he's a violent gang member. His attorney calls those charges vindictive and meritless.
In Virginia, the General Assembly gaveling in a surprise special session. Democrats are considering redrawing the Commonwealth's congressional districts. It comes as several Republican and Democratic states try to redraw their maps to give each party an advantage ahead of next year's midterms. Right now, Virginia has 5 Republicans and 6 Democrats in Congress. So if any redistricting measures passes right now, it would have to pass again in the next session, then be approved by voters in April in time for next November, meaning Democrats would likely need to control the General Assembly.
Election day, a week from tomorrow, but nearly 200,000 people have already cast an early ballot in Virginia. A new poll finds the statewide races tightening. Christopher Newport University with the latest survey finding that Democrat Abigail Spanberger leads Republican Winsome Earl Sears 50% to 43. In the lieutenant governor's race, Democrat Ghazala Hashmi leads Republican John Reed by 2 points, while in the race for attorney general, it's incumbent Republican Jason Miyares who now leads by a point over Democrat Jay Jones. That is within the margin of error.
All right, let's talk some football. The Commanders, they've got a chance to hop back into second place in the NFC East standings, but they'll need a win in tonight's big primetime matchup.
Pretty stressful. The Commanders currently taking on the Chiefs there in Kansas City. And as we know, the Commanders are underdogs here. They haven't beaten the Chiefs since 1983, and it doesn't help that they're once again without quarterback Jaden Daniels. On the upside, wide receivers Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel both playing tonight, which will help backup quarterback Marcus Mariota and the rest of the offense.
All right, let's check on the score right now. Just about 3 minutes left before halftime. The Chiefs leading the Commanders by the score of 7-0. So they're keeping it tight, keeping it respectable. Got plenty of time left. Our sports director, Derek Forrest, will have much more coming up in sports at 10 o'clock over on DCW 50.